the women changing and improving the metal scene? The world of metal wouldn't be as exciting and spicy without the queens who bring their charisma and energy to the stage. In a genre often associated with its intensity and raw power, these women have become commanding figures, their presence intoxicating audiences and changing perceptions of what it means to be truly metal. But these metal women aren't just hot for hot's sake. They're inspirational, encouraging countless fans and making an unforgettable mark on metal's ever-changing scene. Lacey Sturm, Flyleaf. Let's kick things off with the frontwoman of Flyleaf. Even those who aren't avid listeners of rock and metal know the band thanks largely in part to Lacey Sturm. Their breakout hits like I'm So Sick and All Around Me brought Flyleaf into the mainstream thanks to Lacey's distinctive voice, which is both melodic and raw and became synonymous with Flyleaf's signature sound. That's why it was a significant change when she left the band in 2012. Although Lacey wasn't the first rock or metal female vocalist, she was one of the most remarkable. In February 2016, she made music history when she became the first female solo artist to top Billboard's Hard Rock Albums chart. This was a step for women that definitely inspired others in the genre. In 2022, after much anticipation from fans, Flyleaf revealed that Lacey returned as the lead vocalist. Thanks to her return, Flyleaf went back onto the map after a long hiatus. The news of Lacey's return was met with lots of excitement and enthusiasm from people who've been eagerly awaiting her return. Corey Cooper, Skillet. Not all hot females in the metal world are vocalists. Others are multi-talented, like Corey Cooper of Skillet. Corey's known for her significant role as a guitarist in shaping Skillet's sound and image. Her contributions helped make Skillet a distinctive sound in its genre. However, beyond being a talented guitarist, Corey's also known as an accomplished keyboardist, which proves that she's not only one of the hottest females in the metal genre, but also one of the most versatile. But what makes Corey legendary is that beyond her musical abilities, she's actively involved in a lot of philanthropy. She and the rest of Skillet have supported important causes and contributed to relief efforts in disaster-stricken eras. Who says metal's always antisocial? Tarja Turunen, Nightwish. Tarja Turunen was Nightwish's founder and original lead vocalist, recognized for her operatic style. With her unique vocals, she is considered a genre setter and someone that cannot easily be duplicated. That's why when Tarja was removed from Nightwish in 2005, the other members of the band admitted that she could not be replaced. Despite having an open letter that made Tarja's character become the subject of close media coverage, the other members of Nightwish continued to appreciate Tarja's artistry and genius. Since her departure from Nightwish, Tarja has pursued a successful solo career. Her solo endeavors further solidified her status as a highly respected powerhouse vocalist. In fact, Floor Jansen, Nightwish's current vocalist, asked for a blessing before she accepted the band's offer that she become the new vocalist. Christina Scabbia, Lacuna Coil. Lacuna Coil is one of the most successful metal bands out there, and that's thanks to co-vocalist Christina Scabbia. Her voice seamlessly blends between melodic and heavy tones, which contributed greatly to the band's unique gothic and metal fusion. More than that, Christina has the stage presence and vocal versatility that makes her one of the most remarkable women in metal. Although Christina is one of the most prominent figures in metal, she's not happy that the playing field isn't equal for men and women. She hopes that it improves, but she's well aware that it's still a male-dominated scene. In an interview, she said, "Do I feel that things changed? Absolutely yes. When I started, there were not so many bands with a female in the lineup. Metal was still a no-no for females because it was a very male-dominated scene, which it still is. But of course, there are many more bands with a female in the lineup, which makes me happy, even though we're still seen differently." What Christina wishes is that women in the industry are judged by their music and not by their looks. Although it may be a long way to go from her perspective, she's helping the industry improve one step at a time. Lzzy Hale, Halestorm. Lzzy Hale is a self-proclaimed ambassador for rock, and it fits her, as she's one of the hottest and most influential women in the rock and metal world. Lizzy's known as the co-founder of Halestorm, a Grammy-winning rock band. But beyond her dynamic vocals and energetic performances, she's a role model. She makes it a point to push conversations in the music industry, especially those that are deemed taboo, such as mental health, gender equality, and acceptance of people of all sexual orientations. Indeed, Lizzie isn't just a musician. She's also a driving force for change and inclusivity within the music industry. With all her efforts, she's inspired many women to be more vocal in the rock and metal industry. Tatiana Shmayluk, Ginger. In the music industry, many bands and artists fail. In a male-dominated industry, we can just imagine that there are more women failing to make a mark, especially if they don't have any privilege or shortcut to success. Ginger vocalist Tatiana Shmayluk proves that even women can leave an indelible mark in this industry. Tatiana and the rest of Ginger's persistence definitely paid off because they're now one of the most recognized metal bands. Although Tatiana started in a place where metal wasn't big, she still managed to make a name for herself. Tatiana's story serves as an inspiration that hard work and persistence can win against all odds. She's a role model for women in the metal industry, as she continuously shows that it's possible to break barriers even as a woman. We can't deny that Tatiana is definitely hot, but her dedication and perseverance are what make her one of the most extraordinary and hottest females in metal. Alisa Whiteglass, Arch Enemy. Alisa Whiteglass is the lead vocalist of Arch Enemy, recognized for her powerful growls and captivating stage presence. But don't think for a moment that growling or screaming is all she can do, because this girl can sing. Like many other female vocalists in metal, she's not only a talented performer, but also a vocal activist. That's what makes her one of the hottest women in metal. Alisa's a notable vegan and animal rights activist. In fact, she admits that she's an activist before anything else. In an interview, she expounds on this by saying, "I'm an activist before I'm a musician even. That's really what drives me forward every single day, is hoping that in some way my existence on this planet can make it a little bit better for everyone else who is currently existing on the planet and who will exist in the future." With Alisa's unmatched talents and advocacy, it's undeniable that she's able to bring a brand new energy to Arch Enemy. She has become instrumental in maintaining the distinction and greatness of the band of the metal scene. Courtney LaPlante, Spirit Box. Many people in the rock and metal industry tend to stay in their genre. That's not Courtney LaPlante, a trailblazer in modern metal. She's known as the vocalist of Spirit Box, but more than being just a vocalist, Courtney's making waves in the industry by breaking barriers. I feel like our subgenre of metal is so obsessed with the idea that any song you hear from a band is a mission statement, as in, this is how the band sounds like. Maybe it's like this in every genre, and I just don't see it as much. But when Doja Cat puts a song out and she's singing, the fans don't go, "She's never gonna rap again." We always have to tell people that when you hear a song, that doesn't mean it was created in a linear vacuum. Where a band made a song and then they put out only that song, this is what Courtney has to say about the industry's obsession with staying in their lane. Courtney has made it her mission to change the messaging in metal, that people shouldn't be obsessed with staying in a metal subgenre. Bands should be free to change and experiment with their sounds and not let one song or album define their whole career. Spirit Box is known for its experimental approach to metal, even collaborating with artists like Megan Thee Stallion. With the unconventional way they're approaching their music, Spirit Box is definitely a game changer in the metal scene today. And that's with Courtney's strong personality. Her talents, unique stage performance, and willingness to push metal's boundaries make her one of metal's hottest females. In a genre known for its intensity and rawness, these metal queens have transcended stereotypes, captivated audiences, and reshaped metal music. More than their looks, these women's charisma, energy, and unwavering dedication make them the hottest metal females in the world. Not only have they left a mark on the metal scene, but they've also inspired countless fans worldwide. We never know, we might see even more metal females thanks to the efforts that these hot women have put in.